We thought it was just another trip, but then came the ashes.
Oh my God.
A deep dive, and a story that warmed our hearts. Welcome to another episode of The Adventure Locker. As you know, we left Malta, and now we're on our way to a new destination.
Behind me, a little hill. Do you know what it is? Okay, if you don't know, here's a little hint. Get it? Okay, if you can't get it, here's another hint.
Pizza, pizza, pizza! Buonasera, Italy! Mwah.
Yeah, from the tiny island of Malta, we're now sailing to the biggest island of the Med, Sicily. And as Olia put it, that little hill is actually Mount Etna, the largest and most active volcano in Europe. Sicily, an Italian island where the land tells its own story. Jagged cliffs plunge into turquoise waters, rolling hills are stitched with olive groves and vineyards, and ancient towns cling stubbornly to rocky slopes. This island dances to its own rhythm, raw, vibrant, and timelessly beautiful. And then there's Catania, a city that's been knocked down more times than a domino. Eruptions, earthquakes, invasions, you name it, it's all happened here. But Catania doesn't quit. Each time, the people dust themselves off, rebuild, and keep moving forward. Tough, loud, and full of heart. It's a place that knows how to survive. Look! Olia and I sailed to Catania, drawn by its history, its energy, and one remarkable man, Carmelo.
Yes, maybe he's not the greatest musician, but luckily we are here to tell a different part of his story. Okay, let's face it, right, that everything on the boat is very, very tricky, and even to go from A to B is also very difficult. So we have, yes, beautiful bicycles which we're going to take on another side of a very big marina where we're going to meet Carmelo. And I know that to get these bicycles on the shore is very, very tricky. Will already is not happy with me at all. What do you think?
This time, man.
No.
I got. I give you one, man. I don't want to get jealous. When I was 17, I had a tragic motorcycle accident where I broke both of my legs and my kidneys stopped working. So I was in a wheelchair for a pretty long time. When you are young, you do all kind of crazy stuff, and you never think one day you can end up in a wheelchair. Yeah, so I was very happy to recover, kind of. And then during my recovery times, I made a promise to myself that if I would recover fully, I would dedicate some of my time to people with disabilities. I recovered and I kept my promise.
So, in Sicily, he started a dive center, not just for tourists or thrill seekers, but for people with all kinds of disabilities. People who'd been told you can't for most of their lives.
4, 5, voilà. Spogliato. Okay.
Once his students are comfortable in the pool, he takes them out to the open sea, a place without walls, without boundaries. It's probably the first place that they experience that true sense of freedom. So Carmelo invited us on one of his trips, along with his assistant Claudio and his friend Francesco.
Okay. Aspetta, hold. 1, 2, 3.
All right, let's go
Where?
to the ocean.
People with physical disability regain their freedom underwater. They are independent again in an environment that is beautiful.
All right, are we ready?
Ready?
Okidoki. Va bene, ragazzi. Sì. A 3, da ammazzare. 1, 2 e 3, vai! No, tranquillo,
Like some people likes to do that, and then for other people, but what do you do for other?
Other people want to be seated nicely there,
And lower.
then gently go in the water. It's a rough dive.
Francesco is one of the guys that have biggest passion about scuba diving, the underwater environment, everything's related to sea. And that's probably his motivation too.
But Carmelo didn't stop at just teaching scuba diving to people with disabilities. No, he went a step further. He created the world's first archaeological park specifically for blind divers.
The goal with diving with blind people is to make the dive interested because they don't see, they want to touch. And the only things really they can touch, it's history, anchors, amphoras. So with the specific change, like a rope that link one to another, a braille sign, they are able to learn from history itself. So it's even something better than people with no disability can do.
How brave do you have to be as a blind person to do scuba diving? Like, I mean, the ocean is already so mysterious and unpredictable. And now, imagine this. No colors, no light, and you have no idea what is behind you or in front of you.
We are currently repacking to head into the mountains, which will be good. Hopefully it's not as hot. Right now, where we are in Sicily is stupid hot. Time to go into the mountains. We're gonna go meet up with a gal named Benedetta, who you're gonna learn about very soon. We had planned to drive out the next morning, but that night, something unexpected happened.
I just woke up and I think something crazy happened last night and I'm even afraid to go outside. Okay, check this out. See this? Oh my god. It's all covered. Wow.
So that's what we did instead of our trip.
This is a chore we didn't expect when we woke up this morning. There is Etna's breath everywhere.
You can see the boat behind you. That's basically what our boat looked like.
Crazy. And inside of our boat, the same situation, like because all our windows were open. Etna, what did you do?
I think it's time we go explore Etna. Go have a talk with her.
Yeah.
Mount Etna, a force of nature that, as we understood, refuses to be ignored. She's unpredictable, powerful, and deeply woven into the lives of those who live in her shadow. Over the years, she's wiped out whole towns, leaving nothing but blackened rock behind. Living near her means knowing that one day she could change everything again. But what we found out was almost shocking. Ask the locals and you won't hear bitterness about her. Instead, they speak of Etna with affection, almost pride. They call her Mama Etna, believing her eruptions breathe life into the soil, making their vineyards richer and their crops stronger. She's unpredictable, sometimes terrifying, yet undeniably part of what makes this place home.
What is happening? You're fat and lazy and don't want to go on the top? Or there is another reason?
No, it's because I'm fat and lazy, not because I didn't bring the proper footwear.
World traveler! Here we go.
I guess we're not going all the way up, but I hope this counts as a visit. And now we can stick to our original plan.
Ciao.
No problem.
Hi.
Ciao, ciao.
Ciao. Nice to meet you. Yes.
Meet Benedetta, a ray of sunshine with so many talents. We wish we could make a whole film just about her. Today, she works as a blind tour guide in her town. You heard that right. And her knowledge of local history is phenomenal. Born blind, she spent 20 years practicing Judo and has won several national medals, including 7th place in her world championship. She loves skiing and hiking, including multi-day treks. She's achieved a lot in her life, but we're here to talk about one of her biggest milestones.
Well, I love seawater and I love challenges. So I thought, why not to try and win this challenge?
With Carmelo's guidance, she set a world record for the deepest dive by a blind person.
When I asked her if she would be interested in learning scuba diving, automatically she said yes. So putting your life in the hand of somebody else, not everyone is willing to do it.
The difference between underwater and above water is that underwater there are no barriers, no steps, no one telling you to move. There is freedom. a sense of freedom I experienced.
So when I started talking about the world record for blind people, he said, of course, like it was the easiest things to do. So either I am too good or she's too crazy.
That day, Benedetta dove to a depth of 41 meters. That's like 135 feet, successfully setting a new world record. Benedetta told us that her dad is usually nervous about everything, so she and her mom didn't even tell him about the scuba lessons, let alone the world record attempt. She admitted that she was way more nervous about breaking the news to her dad that evening than she was about the dive itself.
We went to Syracuse to break the record. Then he found out afterward. That made me even more anxious.
Do you think that your disability limit you in your life?
No. So I do not think that my illness has been a limit for me. In my opinion, limits are those imposed by people. Because if people treat you as if nothing is wrong, you don't even feel the disability.
And it's so true. When Benedetta was guiding me through her town, telling me all about Baroque-style buildings, I could barely listen because I was terrified of crossing the roads. I kept trying to protect her from every tree, every person we passed. But then I understood I was just being super annoying. And she was doing just fine. Actually, no, even much better without me trying to control everything. But man, how lucky we are to meet such a special person. Oh, thank you so much for such a good interview.
I hope next time we pass more time together.
Yes, absolutely. Or we can go diving.
These rocks definitely look, I guess they look as sharp as they are. They're like sticking to my skin. Carmelo is really incredible to me. Somebody who had such a tragic accident at 17 and at some point said, if I come back from this, I'm going to devote part of my life to making sure that others can have as much as they can throughout. And so it's just the idea of somebody out there that's giving this platform for people like Benedetta, which I think is really special. And I think maybe that is part of the fact that he's been under the shadow of this incredible mountain that basically seek destroys, and they yet, they fight back and they say, no, this is our home too. This is where I want to be, and I'm going to live it the fullest life possible. We're super grateful for the time we've had here in Sicily, but it's time to set sail again. Any guesses on where we're headed next?